I don't like the term FBA.
It's just that the FBA stuff scares Africans sometimes because we feel like we're being left behind. Maybe delineation is not that good for us Africans. That's how people see it. Like
right.
You know,
It shouldn't be like that, and that's
it's a threat.
true.
It's a threat to us.
It shouldn't be, because people delineate from us.
But it wasn't like this in the past, like 10, 20 years ago. We're all just black, but now everybody's delineating, even Africans themselves.
Yeah, they let us know, because we would be told by many Africans, Somalians, and Ethiopians. They would run around telling us, we ain't black, we're Somalian. We ain't black, we're Ethiopian. We ain't black, we're Nigerian. They would tell us that. And we're like, okay, is that what we're doing? And then when, they started coming up with little names like Abids, Jarirs, Akadas, little stuff like that, we let it slide for a long time. And then after a while, we say, you know what? A lot of these folks are getting into political positions where they're undermining us. So, we're going to have to draw a line in the sand and say, okay, we're going to have to start getting a head count on who's who, who's down. We're not going to sit here and have a big kumbaya party until we vet people. We're just getting some proper straightening. That's it.
But the biggest fear is, as black Americans are delineating, and America as a country is doing the same thing. They're coming after us. Donald Trump got elected. Immigrants are scared. So now black Americans are doing their own thing. At the time, we're hoping that they would be standing up for us, being part of our coalition. But
yeah, and that's the problem.
We don't know what to do now.
Yeah, because we told people, cats should have really checked themselves with the disrespect.
So how about we have a restart, man? Black Americans and black immigrants, we forget everything in the past. We start a new contract. We put the disputes and all this stuff to the past and just have a fresh start. Respect each other, respect each other's cultures, work together where we can work together. Let's try to work on that. I'm ready for that.
Well, the thing is, man, it's going to have to start back in the homeland. It has to start there, because a lot of people bring over the same tribalistic disposition that they had over there. They bring it over here, and they look at us as just another tribal group, and that's not going to...
Versus U.S. black, versus Caribbean black, versus Canadian black, versus Antarctica black. I don't have facts to prove that. We everywhere. Arctic black. If you allow that narrative to exist within you, you're participating in dismantling who we're supposed to be in this world, y'all. Rich and I are no less dedicated to the black community in the US than we are to the black community in Africa and in the Caribbean and in Europe. And the fact that our descent is African and your descent might be different does not mean that we can't represent all. And we're not fighting for all. And we keep letting this narrative exist in the world. I told y'all this is me. If you were calling me, this is how it would come out, y'all. And I'm gonna tell you why I'm triggered on that in a second. Anybody can believe what they want to believe. What I need the world part of this to do is to proactively dismantle the part of that conversation that is about, if you ain't in a black, I certify you don't deserve to help make black better.
The delineation movement has disrupted a lot of study, disrupted a lot of money that they have spent on market research, with politics, etc. Let's go there. So they spend a lot of money with researching our community, researching our voting patterns, researching where we stay, researching, what we listen to, researching what we wear. It's always something they're spending money on with us. And in their worldview, they have to have us as a monolith. You understand what I'm saying? That black America has to say, okay, well, we all black and that's it. When black Americans have delineated, you don't understand how that has messed up everything for them. Now they're gonna have to go spend money again trying to study the delineation movement, how it came about, what's being said, what's not being said, what's going on, etc. It's messed up a lot of money there. They're going to spend more money on more research. Think tanks going to have to spend more money on a whole lot of things discussing us. Now, we're not saying that, okay, if you go get a Barack Obama, he's black. Now we're saying, no. He's not a freedman. His lineage come from Kenya. He's not us.
We still cool, ain't no problem. You know what I mean? No problem with you. I mean, we don't hate y'all. Like, I don't know what, I'm feeling like they're trying to think we hate you. We don't hate y'all now. You know what I'm saying? Y'all still our cousins. You know what I mean? On the other side. But, fam, the fact of the matter is y'all are a detriment to us. You know what I mean? You've proven that you're a detriment to us. Okay? Like, you've proven you can't be trusted. You've proven you might just be the enemy. You know what I mean? And I know it ain't all of you, okay? I'm gonna tell you, I always gotta put that disclaimer in there. I know it ain't all of you, but boy, you ones that get up enough money to get over here, y'all make sure y'all run for office. Y'all make sure your goal and your mission is to undermine what the fuck we got going on over here. You get what I'm saying? So, yo, nah, you know, no. But I appreciate you letting us know, you know, that you needed to use us all this time. You know what I mean? Even though you didn't want to help us. You know, I'm glad you came out and said what it is. You know, truth shall be real. You know what I'm saying? Truth shall be real.
Another thing that they don't like anything that's going to promote Black American unity. They don't like that because no one had a meeting. Nobody had say this is what we're going to do. It just went and happened at one time. And they're like, well, man, you know, who's the leader of this? There's no leader. That's another issue that they have. See, it's easy when it's a leader movement because strike the shepherd, the sheep will scatter, or corrupt the shepherd, and then we can get everybody. You know what I'm saying? It's better to corrupt a person and have them there, pay them off or do whatever, and just keep them underneath control. Now, with delineation, there's no one figure they could say, there's no Martin Luther King figure you can go to or Malcolm X figure you can go to and say, well, he's the leader. This is why they even try to say certain people are leaders, right? And the wise thing to say is, no, I'm not a leader of nobody. I'm not leading anything. This is what is going on. This is, you know, the people are just saying that we're going to look out for our community, our lineage, etc. We love everybody that's going to treat us right, but hey, we got to look out for self right now. And they know from history that when Black America look out for ourselves, we get things done. Black Wall Street happened because we were with each other, working together, and on one accord.
If I were to marry again, it will only be to a Nigerian man.
Only? That kind of narrows down your options, doesn't it?
Don't listen to her. She has many options. Top of the list, Nigerian man, same tribe.
Yoruba.
Then Nigerian man, different tribe.
Igbo.
Then other Africans. Then Caribbean. Then white. Then African American. Then African American.
Wait. So a black man is last on your list? Below white men?
You get it.
I get that you full of crap. All you Africans think you better than us. Well, what?
You don't make it easy for yourselves.
What's that supposed to mean?
Oh, come on. Gangbangers, welfare stamps, the baby mamas.
This is a harsh truth that Black people, Black Americans need to cope with. Every immigrant group sees themselves as higher than you. Regardless of their success being founded on the civil rights of your ancestors, each and every immigrant group put themselves above you. When you start to realize that, you will stop this coalition of Black and brown, this DEI representing the whole of all Black people's struggles. That is not the truth. In order for there to actually be a coalition, there has to be a realization, and then there has to be evaluation, meaning that you have to realize they don't like you. You have to separate yourself, delineate, separate yourself so they can see your value. Once they see your value, then a coalition can be had. Right now, they're benefiting from your work without appreciating you. This is why you have Black Americans talking about delineate. It has nothing to do with hate. It has nothing to do with hate, but a recognition that you don't value me, you don't respect me. As such, now if this was your friend, everybody talks about, protecting your energy. That's exactly what delineation is, protecting your energy. So, I hope this child verdict and these people on the internet are helping you to realize that there is no coalition between black and brown. This month it's Asians speaking out on how they feel about black people in the neighborhoods that they're put in. 2 months ago, it was African immigrants speaking out about how they feel about black people. How much more proof do you need?
Of course people are freaking out because everybody eats off of us. We are supporting different groups in this country with $2 trillion. That is more than most countries' economy. With $2 trillion, we could go and start a whole nother country in another land or in America if we fought and we won and have a thriving economy. So let's get into it. The small hats make billions off of us through music, through sports, through entertainment. You know how many sports agents are small hats that we give all our money to? Do you know how many small hats that use our music, murder music? And if you don't believe me, go listen to 90s music and listen to our music now. That take our music and capitalize off of that. Let's talk about sports. I think I talked about sports. I said sports, music, film, TV, all these things. They make so much money off of us, okay? Let's move on to the Arabs and the Asians who put their businesses in our communities, from the bodegas to the gas stations. Some East Indians are included in that. Some East Indians. They put so much money. I mean, we give them so much money from these corner stores. It's ridiculous. The Asians from, of course, beauty supply stores and, like our nail salons or what have you. And yeah, I go to the Asian beauty supply stores. And don't say, oh, black women, because it's Asian men that run Asian beauty supply stores. So if Asian men run beauty supply stores, then black men need to invest and start up beauty supply stores for black women, and I guarantee you black women would go. If you guys start making black beauty salons and stuff like that, and they will run efficiently, black women are coming, okay? After that, let's think. So the Arabs, the Asians I spoke about, or whatever. Oh, the Hispanics. The Hispanics have definitely taken over everybody's jobs or what have you, which we didn't mind at first and we actually were the ones who told them all the information. We told them how to get the job. We told them what to do. We told them where to go. We even hooked them up with some of our people to use their licenses and their contractors, certificates and stuff. Like, we helped all of them get on just for them to turn around and then shut us out.
So I had no idea Jamaican people hated us. I saw this post by BET, right? And they posted the Jamaican Caribbean Day Parade or whatever, right? So being me, you know how I say things. You know, people don't like that I'm very blunt like I am. I was like, why they not doing that in Jamaica? And when I say they started going in the comments, they was like, that's why nobody likes black Americans, you stupid. And they called me bitch. Everything saying that I was ghetto, saying we was ghetto, and that we steal, and that we only hurt each other. They was saying that we don't have any rights in this country to be talking like that. They said they can do whatever they want. They said that because they're Jamaican, they can do whatever they want. I said, well, if I was to go to Jamaica, you know, and I brought over 500,000 people with me, and we went to the streets, and we had our Black American flags, Black American heritage flags, and things like that. And y'all police be beating y'all up and lynching y'all and hanging y'all from trees and all type of stuff like that, and y'all not able to go and do those type of celebrations. But some foreigners come over there that happen to have the same color skin as you comes over to your country, and there's thousands of them in the street, and they're celebrating, they blasting their music, everything. But some of them come online and they say, why are Black Americans in Jamaica right now walking through our streets like that? And we say, you don't got no right to be asking us that. You can't be asking us that. You can't be asking us that. Why are you being separative? We're the same color and all of this shit like that. And I was like, okay, well then I'm Jamaican then. It was like, no, you ain't. Everybody hates you. I was like, wait, okay. And they was like, why don't you go celebrate Juneteenth in Africa? And I was like, Juneteenth has nothing to do with Africa. And why would I celebrate Juneteenth in Africa? I'm not African. And they was like, I said, so am I African? And then they didn't respond. I said, but, so what am I? They was like, oh, you're a pretendian. I said, a pretendian? I said, oh, I didn't know. I said, I don't hear nobody else calling us that, but other people with the same color skin as us, or a little bit lighter than that. Asian people and stuff like that. I don't be hearing nobody saying that. White people even making videos talking about some, hello, racist. You know what I'm saying? Telling y'all history about us. No white people be telling us to go back to our country because they don't be saying that to us. They say that to y'all. So they in the comments just going hard. So the more disrespectful they got, the more disrespectful I got. And I was just, I wasn't even really being disrespectful. I was just like, all right. I was like, thank you. And they was like, you ain't indigenous or nothing. I said, so what am I? They was like, you a slave. I said, a slave of where? Africa. I said, I thought you said I wasn't African. I said, you African. No, I'm not. So what are you? Jamaican. What are Jamaicans? Africans. Nah, we not. Oh, you indigenous to Jamaica? Oh, okay. They was like, if you do your ancestral DNA, it'll say you come from Africa. If you did yours, where would it say you come from? So I was just like, yeah. I said, what's your genealogy? No response. Y'all can go to that comment. Man, I was in there just like, yeah.